All right, I think we're live. Hello, 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 one and all. Oh, it looks like we already had people waiting. Hello. If you can hear me, can you put a thumbs up in the chat or just let me know in the chat that you can hear me? Or if you see my mouth moving and you are not hearing anything, can you let me know that in the chat as well? Last week we did have a few hiccups with our audience or with our audio. Fantastic. Yay. All right. Audio is working this week. Last month I was so ready. I had everything ready to go and I was like, no technical hiccups this time. And of course my audio wasn't working for like the first 3 minutes, but we got it solved. Looks like everything is good to go here. Happy Wednesday to everyone. Welcome to our November 19th live stream. My name is Jatana. I am the Director of Customer Success. If you have been on one of these live chats before, you have seen this face before. Thank you so much for those joining us. In our chat, we have our amazing Raul. Raul is on our support team. He is in the chat to answer questions while I'm talking. So I don't have to look at the chat. I can just talk and he's going to be answering those questions for you. So if you have any questions that you want answered, if anything comes up while I'm talking, please feel free to drop those in the chat and our amazing Raul will take care of those for you. Also, if you have any questions after today's chat, please feel free to reach out to us. You can get in contact with us at support@ourpact.com. If you would like to get in touch with me about something not device related, or if you don't have an issue, if you have a question about the live chat or something else, you can get in touch with us at success@ourpact.com. And that is who the email invite should have come from if you are here today. So you already have that email address, but please, if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have feedback or suggestions for future features that you would like to see OurPact offer, we want to hear all of that from you. We want to hear your successes. We want to hear your less than successful things with OurPact. I'm not going to say failure. But please, we love to hear from our families that trust us with their device management. So always feel free to get in touch with us. We do these live chats once a month. Like I said, if you've been to one before, you've seen my face. These live chats are our way of reaching out to our community, to the parents that trust us, the parents and guardians that trust us with the device management in their home, living in a more and more technological world. Tools like OurPact are very important to help guide children in this very tech-heavy world that we now live in. So we want to be a tool in your toolbox of parenting. We want to be a product that you feel comfortable using, that you feel is reliable, and that's not just making an app and leaving it alone. To us, that is also being here for you to help you use the product in the most successful way possible, but to also provide additional resources for parents. So if you hop onto our website, you'll see we have an entire resources page. We have blog posts, and we have links to other support networks for children. So please check out our website. Please check us out on socials. Like, engage with us. We want to hear from you again. I know that I say this all the time, but we really do want to hear from you. So I am rambling. It is 3:04 right now. So we're going to do about one more minute, give some people a chance to get in. Again, thank you so much. Woo, you can see my screen for joining us today. These live chats, again, it's something new that we just started this year, which I feel like I've said that on everyone now. So I don't know when I have to stop calling them new, but this is something that we introduced this year. And I've really enjoyed being able to do these, being able to talk to our community. It's been really, really great. I know there is someone who has been to a couple of live chats, and I think she's here today. Bonnie, if you're here, can you let me know in the chat? Bonnie is like, Bonnie's been to like 2 or 3 of our live chats now. She's always such a great energy to have. So, yay! Hi, Bonnie. I'm so glad you're here. When I saw your RSVP pop up in the email, I was like, yay! So great. All right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So today I want to talk to everyone about OurPact Junior. What is OurPact Junior? Do your kids really need it? So the first thing I want to mention is OurPact Junior is not what actually manages your kiddo's app. So it is a companion app that is installed on your kiddo's device, but that is not actually what does the managing. So if it does get deleted, it's not going to take management off of your kiddo's phone or tablet, but it is going to make it difficult for them to have access to their device if it's in a block because of allowance or other things. So while they may not want to have the app on their phone, it is important for them to have it there. And OurPact Junior also allows kiddos to participate in their own device management, which I'm going to show you how that happens. So how does OurPact Junior get on your kiddo's device? When you pair their phone through the Connect application on your computer, OurPact Junior will automatically, that's the word, be sideloaded onto the device. So it'll automatically be installed. Now, for iOS devices, if for whatever reason the OurPact Junior app is not installed during the Connect pairing process, you can download it from the Apple App Store. So you'll just go in, you'll search for the OurPact Junior app. It won't be the parental OurPact app that you put on your phone. It will specifically say OurPact Junior. And then your kiddo will have it on their phone. And once you sign in with your account on your child's phone in that OurPact Junior app, if it wasn't already sideloaded, then it will automatically sync with the account. So what does OurPact Junior do for your kiddos? So the first thing it does is it allows them to see their schedules for the day. So you can see here, my kiddo Nadia. So what we see on, I guess is the far left, is your parent view. So this is your dashboard, what you would see for Nadia. So you see that, she is in a granted state until her afternoon schedule. And then you can also see her schedules listed down at the bottom. So when Nadia goes into her OurPact Junior app, she is going to see a list of all of her schedules for the day. And it also shows her whether or not her device is blocked or granted. So right now, Nadia can see that she has free time. Her device is granted until her afternoon schedule does kick in. All of the schedules for the day will be listed on your kiddo's main page in OurPact Junior. The other thing OurPact Junior allows your kid to do is to manage their allowance time. So once you enable allowance for your child's profile, all of their apps will automatically be blocked. And they won't get access to those apps again until they go into OurPact Junior and play their allowance time. So you can see that they have an allowance timer down at the bottom of the screen. And this will show them how much allowance time they have for the day and how much allowance time they have used already. So when they are ready to use screen time, they will come into OurPact Junior and they will tap press to start. And this will start the allowance timer. Once they start their allowance timer, then all of the apps that are allowed will come back at that moment. And then once they're done using screen time, then they need to come back into OurPact Junior and then pause their allowance time so that the timer doesn't continue to deplete. So once they pause that allowance time, then it will go back to the state showing allowance paused, but then they will be able to see how much time they have remaining. When the allowance timer is paused, just as a reminder, all of the apps on the phone that have been blocked by schedule or that are set to always blocked will be blocked, even if there is no schedule in place. It's only once the allowance timer starts that those apps get unblocked. So I know there's always a bit of confusion there. Once allowance gets turned on, kids are like, oh, my apps went away. They just need to start their allowance timer and then they will all come back. So there are also a few differences for iOS and Android child devices using OurPact Junior. So the first thing for iOS devices is the app organizer. So without the app organizer, something called app scrambling happens. And what that means is if your child's iPhone is blocked, after it's granted again, the apps on the home screen come back scrambled. And this is just a management issue that all iOS devices have with any kind of device management. So our fix to that, our very unique fix to that not many people offer, mind you, is what we call App Organizer. So your child will actually do this in their OurPact Junior app. Again, this is only for iOS child devices. This issue does not occur for Android child devices. Ooh, I cannot talk today. So if your kiddo has an Android, you don't need to worry about this. But they'll go into their OurPact Junior app and they'll tap the app organizer icon in the top right hand. There is also an app organizer option in the menu as well, but this is the app organizer icon. Once they do that, they'll be taken to the app organizer screen. So this will have the same amount of pages on the home screen as your child already has set. They will toggle on the app organizer and arrange the apps on the screen how they want them set on the home page. So they move them just like they would if they were editing the homepage on their iOS device. One thing about this is you cannot edit widgets with the app organizer. So just be aware of that. And then once all of the apps are set how they want them on their homepage, then they will tap save. And so whenever the device is blocked and then granted, those apps are staying exactly where your kiddo put them in the app organizer. So the other thing that is unique for iOS devices, only iOS devices, is View. So for those of you that are already using OurPact and that have used the View feature, you probably know that if your kiddo has an iOS device that they have to grant that screen sharing feature. So because the child has the option of not allowing screen sharing, we had to put an incentive there to make them want to turn on that screen sharing permission. So when View is enabled on your child's iOS device, all of the apps, just like when allowance is turned on, will go away. Those apps will only be made available again when they start the View permission, the screen broadcast is what we call it in their OurPact Junior app. So when they open OurPact Junior, this is what their screen will look like, and they'll have a start button at the top of the screen. Once they press that, then it will open up this second menu and they'll have to start the broadcast. So this gives us permission from the device to take those screenshots and get the captures from your child's device. And so when screen broadcast is active, they will be alerted. They'll either see a red banner at the top of their screen or they will see this red indication here. But once they've started their screen broadcast and that permission is enabled, then all of their apps will come back and they can use their device. When they close their screen, the screen broadcast will stop automatically, or they can come back into OurPact Junior and stop their screen broadcast here as well. So this is not applicable for child Android apps. They don't have to start any screen broadcast. There's no permissions for View there, but these are the permissions required for iOS child devices. And then finally, in OurPact Junior, there is a parent access. And so parent access will allow you to do one of two things. So the biggest thing is that it will allow you to reassign your child's device to a different profile without having to go through the Connect application. So you'll get to parent access by going to the menu here in the left-hand corner, and then you'll see parent access in the menu. So this will pull up For iOS child devices, you will only see the option to reassign devices. For Android child devices, you'll see two options: reassign device and remove management. When you are ready to remove management from your child's Android device, you don't need to use the Connect application that you use to pair it. You'll go directly into parent access on their device, and it will remove the management for you. It has all the steps there, and it's just a couple of quick taps. For iOS devices, you only have the option to reassign the device. So when you choose to reassign the device, it will pull up all of your existing profiles that you have, or you can choose to create a new profile in this moment as well. You guys, words are so difficult for me today. My goodness. The other thing I do want to mention about parent access, I did not show it on this screen, is that it is only accessible with your account login. So your kiddo can't go in there and reassign their device or remove management on their own, because you have to log into that. So it is completely secure, and it is just for the parent to access. The other thing you see here in the menu is themes. So there are different themes, different skins that your kiddo can apply to their OurPact Junior app to kind of customize it for them. So they can do that. That is everything we have about OurPact Junior. As a reminder, we want to hear from you. We want to engage with you. So we have all of the socials in the world. We have a very active social media presence now. So please reach out to us on any of these platforms, and our support email at the success email, wherever. We do want to hear from you. So let's look at some of these questions in the chat. So Raul, thank you so much for answering those questions. Bonnie, you ask the best questions. So Bonnie asked, any insight into why kiddos prefer iOS to Android phones? So I think there's probably a multitude of reasons. My personal opinion on that is just keeping up with the Joneses, right? I think iPhones got really, really popular, and now more than anything, kids just want iPhones so that they don't have green text bubbles. The the dreaded green text bubbles from Android phones. So I think they're more accessible. I know back in the day when the App Store really started burgeoning, when I was first getting an iPhone, apps for the iPhone were just being developed so quickly. But that's not necessarily true today. So I don't know. I'm sure someone else could find a multitude of other reasons. Why does anyone choose anything? But I do agree with you. Just with the kiddos that I see, who I work with, that there really is a preference toward iPhones over Androids. Raul's saying there are quite a few factors. Yes, there are. Aesthetic preference, absolutely. And yes, how the operating system is laid out. I also think, for adults, I joke all the time, I've fully bought into the cult of iOS. All of my devices are iOS, a little personal bit about me. And switching to Android, even if I just decided to get an Android phone, would be a real upset to my system. And I think for a lot of kiddos, the first phones they get are typically hand-me-down phones from their parents. So iPhones are definitely more prominent in the US than Androids. So that also is part of it, is they're getting these hand-me-down iPhones and they're starting with iOS right away. And I think once you start with something and get really comfortable with it, it's really difficult to deviate away from that. So at least it is for me. Great. I want to give everyone a chance to throw in any question they may have. It doesn't have to be about OurPact Junior. It doesn't even have to be at OurPact. You can have, no. All right. No more questions. Well, as always, I know I say this 14 times every time, but we want to hear from you. So if you do have any questions, if anything pops up, please feel free to get a hold of us, get in touch with us. We want to hear from you. If you have attended multiple live chats, you know that you can reach out to us at success@ourpact.com. If you have any technical questions or need help using OurPact, you can reach out to us at support@ourpact.com. You can reach out to us on any of our socials. We want to hear from you. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for attending today. I hope you learned something. If nothing else, at least I hope it was entertaining for you. Our next live chat is Wednesday, December 17th. It will be a special holiday live chat. We were actually talking about that today. So we hope to have some special fun surprises. So we want to see you at that one. And I think that's everything. So again, thank you for coming to our live chat, and we hope to hear from you all soon. Bye.